third failure in a row. Did you think I need to pack this in?
No,
Why not?
I don't ever give up. We've done it.
What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. We got a pretty epic video for you today, so grab some popcorn and a soda, and let's get on with it. So today we're doing a mod to transform the wheel wells. So we got some paint. It's actually a bed liner spray. I had this on my F-150 and I've had it on for about a year and it works really well. We're also gonna be doing some brakes because the brakes are absolutely shot on this thing. Another thing we're gonna be doing is actually the main thing in this video is this stuff from TSO. These are frame overlays. And what were they, about $400, something like that?
Somewhere around there, yeah. I don't remember.
Like pretty expensive for what they are, but they do look pretty cool. If you have a show truck or something, this is definitely gonna transform the wheel wells. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and start on the brakes, do some painting, and then we'll get onto these overlays. But just as we started jacking up the front passenger side, we noticed some play in the suspension. See that?
Yeah.
That's where it's moving from. That's bad.
That's why this thing's probably riding like shit.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I thought the control arms would be-
Yeah, those things are pretty solid. I don't know if those are OEM designed ball joints. Do you remember?
I doubt it.
Freaking tight.
God damn.
So while the new control arms are on order, we keep moving forward with the brakes.
Oh. You got it.
Now typically doing a brake job on one of these Silverados is pretty simple, but since Tyler's got these fancy ring lights, it's a bit of a struggle getting the caliper and rotor off.
Oh shit, they were getting low.
Yeah.
At least the inside.
I knew they were. Now here's the other thing. Do you know how to tell if the rotor
Holy
works?
fuck. Yeah, show that to the camera. Look how burn spots. See all those little spots right there? Let me see the other side. The other side like looks better for some reason. So it's like the inside pad got it more than the outside pad. The outside pad wasn't contacting it very much because there's a lot more life on the outside pad. I don't know if it's something with these little slider things here, but the inside pad got absolutely cooked. The outside has quite a bit of life left. Once your brakes wear down to this, that will start scraping on the rotor. It will sound really, really bad. That is telling you that your rotors are bad. Or not your rotors, but your pads. But in this case, the rotors are also bad.
In hindsight, we probably should have replaced those slider pins, but for now, new pads and rotors will do the trick.
I don't know. Those brakes have already been changed.
No, I think these are original. Yeah, that is a pretty worn down pad.
When it comes to percentages on brake pad life, this one's probably at a solid 0%. Now I need to replace the hardware on these disc brakes. These came with the brake pads Tyler bought, and they can sometimes be called anti-rattle clips. They basically keep the brake pads in place while also reducing noise vibration and ensuring a smooth, consistent braking.
Cool.
This could also be the culprit for why the inside pad is more worn than the outside.
Got some grease from Bosch. It's green.
And the grease just helps reduce friction, reducing that metal on metal contact.
Okay, it's ready to go.
And to compress the piston so we can fit our larger brake pads in, I'm using these two wood clamps.
This will compress it so we can get the new thicker brake pads on. It will fit over the rotor. Just compress it till it stops. There's that.
Typically, you wouldn't take the caliper bracket off to do the brakes, but here again, we had to make special accommodations for these wheel lights.
You can feel the heat radiating off your engine.
Some headers.
It is. How are those looking? They turn like all sorts of rainbow colors.
Now comes the part that me and Tyler were both dreading, putting the caliper and rotor back on with those stupid wheel lights in the way.
Now the fun part.
Just a word of advice, if you want to install wheel lights, definitely do your brakes before you install them. Wow, that was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be.
Why'd you have to say that?
Now the other side's gonna take us like 5 hours.
Yeah, the other side's gonna be a pain.
I just remember when we did this the first time after we did your
It literally took us
wheel
like
lights.
2 hours.
Yeah,
to
we
get
were
it
just
all off.
fucking with it the whole time. And that's how you replace your brakes with retarded lights.
Can't say that.
Anal
in
ring
montage.
lights.
Now it's time to prep for paint. Clean her up, son.
Tempting too.
Even though this truck's only got 80,000 miles, it's got some pretty good surface stress caused by the salty roads here in Missouri. We want to make sure that we scuff all that up before we put down the bedliner spray.
Tyler's got his paint mask on. Definitely not for painting, but makes it work.
Oh, yeah. We need things safer around here, dog. Stuff down here.
Nah, I wouldn't get the sway bar, just the frame.
I might try to get this.
Yeah, I would
but-
get that.
All right. See how well my painting skills is. You might want to do this.
All right, I gotta put my
High
gas
pressure.
mask on.
No, I'm not saying I'm any good at painting, but compared to Tyler, god damn, I'm a professional.
This mask does not work very well.
You can smell it.
Oh yeah.
I told you.
It's fucking hiring shit right now. I'm gonna get a contact high. Hopefully, you never need to know.
Little on your headers.
Nice. It'll burn off.
Just trying to make her look decent. All right, so these ones are gonna be way easier because we can just move these out of the way like that. We can just slide this off without taking the whole bracket off. And also, we're not taking the rotor off either.
Because these are the rear brakes, they don't get near the amount of wear as the fronts. So for that reason, we're not gonna replace the rear rotors, but we're gonna replace the pads, just so we can get this whole braking system refreshed.
Oh, so the inside on this one's pretty worn too. That's weird, the inside's wear out more than the outside.
Here's our fresh new pads from AutoZone.
Always remember to clean your wheel lights.
Is that a maintenance thing now?
Probably honestly need to do about once a week.
This one's definitely more worn than the other one.
Oh yeah.
And then this one compared to our new one,
It's really worn.
me and Tyler. Little boy, big boy.
And we'll just say Tyler's joke probably would have got my channel demonetized.
Round number 2 should be a lot easier. We have a lot of open area here, no control arms or nothing. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
I like it too.
Yeah. Front's a little dicey right there, but
Is there any way for me to clean that up?
I could try to spray over it.
After getting the passenger side all complete, it's pretty much rinse and repeat on the driver's side.
All right, so there's not really any directions on how to install these. Pretty much all they give you is hardware and all the pieces that was made to put these together. These are kind of the rears right here. It actually goes like this. So the TSO logo will face the rear of the truck. These will actually cover the bump stops. You'll see once we put those on, but those are the rears. These ones up here, we're not 100% sure on how they're supposed to go. We think this one goes like this in the very front, but there's like a bar that goes across there. I don't know if we have to remove that. I hope not. The way that you install these is you actually line them up, mark your holes. On this one, there's one in the front and 2 in the back. We're gonna use this little center punch here. So we'll put that in and it will make like a little indentation in the metal, and that will give us our drill bit a place to kind of stay whenever we drill it. A lot of people tap them, but these will probably never come off. And these are pretty high grade bolts. Not really sure what they are. They're probably 8.8, so they'll probably make their own threads anyways. If they don't, I do have a tap and die that we can do that with. There's a few different size bolts here. There's some 4 longer ones, and there's also these little spacer things. So I'm not really sure. They came with the kit. There's no directions, so we're just gonna wing it. Let's look at how our paint turned out. Actually looks pretty good on this side.
I think it looks really good.
It looks like almost brand new.
It don't look bad.
It's better than what it was. We could probably put another coat on it, but this is probably gonna get covered up anyways. It's gonna do his job at protecting against rust, so that should be fine. It's gonna go something like that. We're gonna get this lined up how we want it. So I'm gonna get this marked up how we need it, and then I'll just have Tyler get this
and kind of center punch right where it needs to be, and that will give us our hole where we need to drill. We got our holes all marked out. You can see there's one right here. Basically this center punch is good because it works it like that. And then we got our two over here, right there, and then right up there.
So going
I've
back
welded
now.
on your frame, I've cut your frame, now I'm drilling it. God damn! What a frame.
Solid baby. Not solid no more, but no.
Okay. I should probably see if that's a big enough hole.
That's what she said.
Baby, that's right on the money.
Really?
In fact, it was not on the money. I actually drilled it too damn big, so at the end of the day, we ended up using rivets. Luckily, I had this right angle impact attachment, which made drilling this hole a breeze. Unfortunately, all my drill bits were completely smoked, so we ended up calling it a night, and I had Tyler pick up some new drill bits in the morning. But first, we wanted to see what it looked like.
Yeah, I'll just put it in and see what it looks like.
Oh yeah. What do you think?
I like it.
Gay or nay?
It's good because you don't even see it up there anyways.
Here's when I found out I drilled the holes too big for our bolts.
Oh, I hope I don't strip that. Fuck! Alright guys, never mind.
A new day, new drill bits, and a can-do attitude.
Got it. Hopefully that was the right hole that I drilled through. We got a bunch of different sized rivets. I'm pretty sure the right ones we're gonna use is this 8 by 1/4. That's what it look like, stainless steel. So we'll need 3 of them for each of the rears. Make sure that they fit through these holes, and they do. So we would like to use the bolts that they provided, but we don't really have a good way of securing it in there. We could tap it, but I don't think it's really gonna hold that well. A rivet will definitely hold the best.
On goes the frame overlay, but this time, for good. Now it's time for the other side.
Alright guys, so I just put a little divot in there. I was drilling for like 1 second. This is what a new drill bit can do. Easy as that.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Was that gas down there?
Now that we got the rears completely done, it was time to move on to the fronts.
So these are lined up for the driver's side and the passenger side. These are the fronts and these are the rears. So we'll grab this and we'll grab this one and we'll go to the driver's side here. So this one kind of sneaks under the fender thing here. And can you see that wiring harness that's down there?
Yeah.
And I believe whatever is holding that wiring harness in is gonna go through that hole right there. So that's like literally the only thing that is gonna hold it.
I assume it's this guy.
Oh, it's
right
a
here.
bolt.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah,
right
it's
here.
some kind of bolt. This one might be able to go in as well because if you look at it, it uses some kind of factory bolts maybe, not really sure. There's actually this brace thing in here. You see that? Mm-hmm. So it hits this bar. So that is actually gonna have to be removed. I'll show you how it routes. That's where it was. It routes all the way around here, around this like body mount right here. This is a body mount. And it goes all the way around it and bolts right back up here to the frame. So I'm guessing it's just some kind of extra bracing in case you get in an accident or something. That is all gonna have to be removed. You see there's a bolt there and a bolt there. Both of those are gonna have to be removed. And it's also the same thing on the passenger side too. So we're gonna have to remove that bar as well over here.
Oh, it's loose as fuck.
Oh, probably don't need the big breaker bar then. You think removing that bar voids your warranty?
I think we've done a couple things that voids my warranty.
Do we gotta remove the front bumper?
Fucking hope not.
Yeah, then if you can get this side to go down.
Caught in something.
Yeah, if you can move your thing like up in towards the middle of the car somehow. Oh. Oh, baby.
Okay. Twist it.
Got some dust in your eyeballs.
No, it's the wrong side. That's probably my fucking washer reservoir.
Got her. Guess you don't have to take the engine out to remove this.
Chevy and the random fucking shit. Like, that would have done a lot in a crash.
Cutting up the frame. Taking off vital braces. All right, don't move it. Let me lift up and pull out, baby. Yeah.
Here's where I was getting pissed off.
Well, that side was a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the fuck was that deal about. Here for the washer. Oh, it's different. The gears look a little different.
What do you know? The new control arms came in the next day, so it was time to put those on. Brake line bracket.
Brake line bracket.
Yep, the brake line bracket had to come off to get this first overlay on. Then you get a sponsor by TSO.
I'd like to.
There we go. All right. This front side was a little more tricky and actually had 2 mounting holes. What I ended up doing was actually using some self-tappers, and that seemed to hold it pretty well. Yay or gay?
That definitely screams, I like boys.
Well, that's going to be the end of this video. The front passenger side was pretty self-explanatory, so I figured I didn't need to show installing the overlays. Let me know down in the comments if you guys think this upgrade was worth it. They weren't super difficult to install, but they definitely were more difficult than I was anticipating. I think having some directions and better hardware is something that TSO could definitely improve on this kit. But with all that being said, I appreciate you guys sticking around to the end, and I'll catch you guys in the next Silverado video.